Gachiakuta has the best manga art I've seen in years, and I have seen a lot of manga art. Have you ever read a manga where you were like, this looks so pretty? And have you ever read a manga where you were like, this looks so weird? But when is the last time you read a manga where you were like, this looks so pretty and so weird? It takes a really special someone to draw a manga that creates this kind of reaction. Someone who is super skilled but also has their own unique style. And let me tell you, we are eating good this year because a special someone who worked on Fire Force called Kei Urana decided to cook. So today, I'm gonna show you why Gachiakuta's art is so freaking good, and on top of that, I'll even show you the 3 things that make the art better than almost every other manga out there. So check this out. Imagine you live in this big, beautiful city. Oh, sorry. What I meant was, imagine you live in the slums of this big, beautiful city. And one day, the guy who takes care of you is and everyone thinks you did it. And was there proof? And like any fair trial, they decide to throw you off a cliff. Yes, exactly. But once you're down there, you join a group of people that have the ability to turn objects into some of the coolest looking tools you have ever seen. Like a freaking umbrella sword. Yeah. And now your goal is to return to this city for revenge. Okay, I showed you chapter 1 because I obviously want you to know what's going on, but I also really want you to see how incredible the art actually is. Have a look at this. Okay, so I'm going to show you panels from chapter 1, but I'm also going to show you panels from 2 completely different chapters. And if you can tell me the difference in the art, I'm going to be so shocked. So this is the art in chapter 1. Okay, this is the art in chapter 50, and this is the art in chapter 100. Are you kidding me? They are all so good. Like usually in almost every other manga, there's such a huge difference between the first chapter and like the latest chapters. Okay, I'm sorry. I need to buy the first volume of this manga. This is crazy. Imagine you start reading a manga like Berserk, My Hero Academia, or even One Piece if you have like a lot of time. So you're reading and everything is going good. You know, the art is looking great. You know, like bam, Luffy gets his hat. Bam, Deku can become a hero. Bam, Guts I don't know, every like single panel in Berserk, but you continue reading and suddenly you think, hey, this is starting to look really amazing. And the more you read, the more you realize the art is just getting better and better with every single chapter, and that's so cool. But it's also the experience that most people will have reading manga, because the truth is, most manga are like that. But now, imagine you pick up a manga and you can just tell that the person drawing this is at their absolute peak, and you're just gonna get the best of the best every single chapter from the beginning to the end. This is what Gachiakuta does. I love seeing art get better and better from chapter to chapter because you just feel so invested in the experience, you know, in the journey. But there's also something really beautiful about a manga that starts incredibly well and just continues that all the way up until the end. But you can only get this experience if the manga art is actually amazing. Check this out. Dude, this is a completely random panel from the manga, and look at how insane it looks. Like the pose of the characters, how detailed the objects are, and look at those freaking faces. Oh my. And only a few pages later. Can you see how crazy this face looks? Like, obviously you can tell it's a human person, but there's something just so uncanny about her. But then something even crazier happened a few pages later, again. I mean, just look at this. How is every freaking panel looking so good? And how is it looking so different from all the previous panels as well? I don't know. Okay, tell me honestly. When is the last time you read a manga and thought, I have never seen anything like this? What I love about Gachiakuta is that it has a really unique style that makes it look completely different from anything I've personally ever read. But on top of that, this manga's art does something even cooler. Okay, do you know those like fashion magazines when you walk into a store? Look at this panel. I mean, I swear, this could actually be the cover of one of those magazines, easily. Listen, I know nothing about fashion, but if you're someone who's at least a little bit into fashion, I think you're going to love this. Every character has their own unique, cool style. And I swear, there were so many moments where I thought, yeah, I would wear that. Maybe. Dude, I mean, look at that character's scar and like the piercing at the bottom of their mouth. It just looks so good. It looks so good. And then, yeah, I think this is the only manga on earth that can make gas masks look cool. I mean, come on. And it somehow was getting better and better. Tell me this outfit doesn't belong in a fashion magazine. I mean, are you kidding me? This is so good. And maybe you're thinking, okay, this is kind of cool, but I'm not really here to read a fashion magazine, so what about the actual characters? And trust me when I say that Gachiakuta has you covered. Dude, the last time I saw a manga with eyes that looked that good was Blue Lock, and that's saying something because look how insane this is. And very quickly, okay, this is literally the same character in the same chapter. How are the eyes looking that different? But the eyes were definitely not the only amazing thing here. I've never seen hair look anything like this in manga. Like, it's crazy to think about the fact that the author can take something so random that you usually kind of take for granted and make it look so cool. Gachiakuta is the kind of manga that you're going to read and then suddenly there's going to be such an amazing panel that even if you have a ton of things to do, you're just going to pause to look at all the details. And just when you think you kind of understand the style, you're gonna get these insane panels that look completely different from anything you've seen. But the thing that needs to look good in a battle shonen are the battles. So stay here because what you're about to see is going to blow your mind. Dude, look at her just grabbing this missile and throwing it back like it's nothing. I mean, obviously it looks amazing, but you know what really is surprising to me is how easy it is to understand. But would you believe me if I told you that the next page was somehow better? Did she just throw this missile back like it was some kind of bowling ball? And I mean, look at that pose. It's so sick. I love it. And every single page kept getting better. Oh, okay, I guess she's just dodging the bullets now. What is happening? I'm sorry, but how does manga art get so good? How? If right now you and we thought about like cool ways to draw a character during a fight scene, Kei Urana probably thought of stuff that we would have never even imagined. That's why the angles and dynamic poses in Gachiakuta's fights look so good, and each action panel feels like it's the perfect angle to show the fight in the coolest way possible. But what I found out is that Kei Urana doesn't even stop there. Okay, check this out. So can you see all the particles and the way the lines of this dude's attack look? The thing is, just by looking at the art, this kind of stuff really helps you feel like the strength of the attack and like the speed and the weight. Imagine reading a manga or watching an anime where all the attacks feel kind of the same. That sounds like the most boring thing ever, right? So to avoid that, what they did in Gachiakuta is make the art style of every weapon completely different when they fight. Like, look at those examples from the manga. I love that just from the drawing, you can like easily tell that those are two metal objects hitting each other. Like, I can almost hear the sound of it happening. It's crazy. And only a few pages later, look at the long curved lines with the scissors. It really gives this sense of weight, heaviness of the scissors, and it's so satisfying. But this one is the coolest example so far. Okay, look at this and tell me you can't just feel this attack. This is so good. And honestly, you're probably thinking, okay, obviously it's cool if the action looks good, but what matters in a fight is not how good it looks, it's how it makes you feel. You know, like these really hype moments that make you want to grab the manga with all your freaking strength. And you are completely right. But if that's what you're looking for, you are so not ready for what I'm about to show you. His face is looking insane. What is happening? And this was only the beginning. Oh, no. And it went on and on. I think this man might be turning Super Saiyan. Every person listening to this has their own challenges. And what Gachiakuta does so well is show every character's inner challenges with the art. When someone is confident, you see it. When someone is going insane, you see it. And when someone is the angriest they've ever freaking been in their entire existence, you see it. That's why when you read it, you feel so invested. And even though I said I was going to show you 3 things, I lied because there's a bonus. Okay, so you know how I told you Kei Urana is drawing this manga? Well, it turns out that when she was doing Fire Force, she was working alongside someone called Ando Hideyoshi, who is the person making the graffiti art in Gachiakuta, which is why we get panels like these. I don't think I've ever seen graffiti in manga, or at least like this, so this is really awesome to me. Dude, look at how much graffiti there is. This must take hours to draw. I'm sure you've already read a manga that was really beautiful, but it didn't really make you feel anything. And it's definitely possible that you read a manga that you thought wasn't the prettiest, but you still kind of fell in love with it. I remember reading Jujutsu Kaisen and everyone was saying like, it's so ugly, bleh, don't touch this. And I was kind of like, I don't know. I like how it looks. And Gachiakuta is one of these rare manga that somehow looks beautiful and really unique. This manga is such a good reminder that you should try to find stuff that you like because you like it, regardless of what people think. And yeah, I kind of genuinely think that Gachiakuta might have my favorite art style of all time. And yeah, maybe having a drawing by Hernan has become like one of my new life objectives. Maybe. And I am almost 100% sure that you will want to get a physical copy after you read it. Oh, speaking of which,